What's up, guys? Hope you're doing well so far. Let's go straight to the chase. Fishing? I'm pretty bad at it, but I do have a story pertaining to one time that a friend of mine caught a fish, and it was quite tragic, actually. So, in, I think, ninth grade, maybe, or so? Well, it happened every year. My school went to this camp at the start of every school year as like a social building kind of activity for the kids to have some fun and get to know each other before the year started. And this camp had what I believe to be an artificial man-made lake with some fish in it that were probably also just placed there. And they provided some fishing rods, which were like essentially just bamboo sticks with string attached, and maybe a hook if you're lucky. But some kids were also sweaty and brought their own fishing rods, like metal with all the kind of stuff. And so I had a friend who is into fishing, and he brought his rod and went out there and started trying to reel them in. And we were just kind of hanging out, and eventually he got one. And it was, I don't know, maybe like that big. So not small, not huge either, but it was pretty decent size. And he got it, and the hook was like stuck, like it stabbed through it, just like throat into its gill. It was a mess. And needless to say, the fish did not survive. At least more than likely it didn't. We got the hook out of its gills and out of its everything that it was stabbed through, and we tossed it back in. But by that point, it was already either like dead from the trauma of the injuries or suffocated to death. So that was kind of sad. I've only been fishing one other time. I've only been fishing once that I actually fished myself, and it was in Alaska, and I caught a salmon. And that one they actually did kill and take back and eat. This one was supposed to be released because you're not supposed to kill the fish in the man-made lake at the kids' camp, especially since we have no means of eating the fish. If we could like keep it in like if we were out camping in the woods, we could like put it on a stake and like roll it over a fire to cook it. Maybe that'd be pretty cool. But no, it had to stay in the water, so we put it back. But it probably didn't survive. But yeah, I had my birthday when I turned 10, I think, in Alaska visiting some family, and we went fishing, and I caught a salmon, and then I think my uncle and aunt who we were staying with in Alaska kept the salmon and cooked it. And so, I mean, at least that one served its purpose. That fish died, but it had a cause, right? The fish that my friend killed it was just a terrible day for everybody. So, with that very encouraging story in mind, I love you guys. Be safe, be smart, don't be stupid, and have a great rest of your day.